Hello and welcome to Crick Chatter Live once again, and we are live again with previewing whom? Royal Challenges Bangalore. And this season, oh my god, see who has joined us. Amazing. Prithvi is also joining us, so that's amazing. फिर तो आज मजा आने वाला है. But again, until he's joining us completely, we have Inder. Who doesn't know Inder? We have Varun. We have Pradhyoth. And our own Prithvi Bhai also is going to join us within next 4 to 3 minutes because his device hasn't connected yet. So let's start with our new debutant, Mr. Pradhyoth. Pradhyoth, can you please share a little bit of brief about you with our viewers?
Okay, hi, I'm Pradhyoth. I'm not sure if you know about me, but then I'm a hardcore RCB fan. I do go for all the games. And yeah, I mean, you can follow, I'm sure if you follow me, you know how passionate I am. But then again, the IPL season's here. I hope we do really well this time. I'm honestly, unlike the other RCB fans, I'm actually a bit more optimistic than I was last year, especially with having all our players available and nobody being injured. It's like it's really a blessing, I guess.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pradhyot. Pradhyut, you can show your face. Come on, because I'm the only one who is showing my face here, unfortunately or fortunately. So it will be much easier for me. And as you are debuting with us, and only because of I know how you got the time to show the love for RCB, and we are previewing RCB. Please, everybody knows about you on Twitter, but I want you to explain yourself to the audience.
I'm actually not in the right
Uh,
place to switch on the camera, so I'm
Okay, no
sorry
problem. Then
about
no
it.
problem. No problem.
Okay.
Please. पृथ्वी भाई अपना इंट्रो तो दे दो ऑफिशियल इंट्रो.
Hi Saurabh bhai, hi Pradhyoth, hi Inder, hi Varun.
Hi, hi, hi.
Sorry guys, sorry Saurabh bhai, बहुत लेट हुआ मुझे आने. अभी just reached home and मैं जल्दी में कैमरा सेटअप किया. Still having मतलब change कर रहा हूँ और डिनर कर लूंगा. मैं बोला साथ में कर लेते हैं because you've been
थैंक
requesting me since a lot of weeks. मेरे को ही थोड़ा सा बुरा लगा. No, we'll do this for sure. So let's do this, yeah. So thanks for inviting me.
थैंक यू सो मच पृथ्वी भाई. एंड देन वी हैव
I
वरुण.
mentioned not.
थैंक यू. सो मेरा पहला क्वेश्चन रहेगा. पृथ्वी भाई थोड़ा सा आप आराम से रेडी हो जाओ. प्रद्योत यू आर हियर ऑलरेडी. माय फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन गोज
No,
टू
no, we can
वरुण.
continue. We can continue. No, no, मेरा चलता ही रहेगा. I mean, count me in.
Done. So my first question from Varun. Varun, as per what do you think exactly that WPL के बाद जो हम लोग first of all the RCB fans, congratulations for the Queens to get the crown. So वरुण, तुम्हें क्या लगता है कि ये WPL जब ने RCB ने जीता और such a way they won the WPL, इसका क्या प्रेशर होने वाला है RCB के ऊपर? What exactly you say?
हाँ, तो वही है, मतलब दोनों तरह से हो सकता है। या तो देखा जा सकता है कि इसे मोटिवेशन लेके मतलब हमारी मेंस टीम भी बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस करे, या फिर ज़्यादा उसका एक अपना दबाव भी होगा, एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर जो एक्सपेक्टेशंस का। तो वही है, मतलब मुझे याद आ रहा है कि एक बार विराट कोहली का कोई डबल सेंचुरी नहीं था टेस्ट में, और फिर एक डबल सेंचुरी आया तो लगातार 2-3 आए। हो
पूरा
सकता है
7
वही
हो गया उसका.
वही
सारे
वही
7 डबल
ट्रॉफी
सेंचुरीज हो
ट्रॉफी
चुके.
हो सकता है वही ट्रॉफी के साथ देखने को मिले, और WPL के बाद IPL में।
क्या बात है. पृथ्वी भाई, आप भी यही सोचते हो क्या? हेलो.
I'm so sorry. I was inaudible. Yeah, I'm
नो
thinking on the
प्रॉब्लम.
similar lines. Thinking because the monkeys of the back, right? Like there was a curse that
यस.
this team can never win. And last year, this team got heavily trolled because of the baggage they were carrying for the men's team. Because like everyone was throwing this casual words like one of these franchises curse and everything, but I don't think that that curse is broken off the monkeys of the back. So invariably or somehow, I guess this, it's a psychology thing, in my honest opinion. Because
True.
even at one point, we fans are thinking like maybe the problem is something else because we have changed the logo, we have changed the jerseys, we have changed. They're changing name also, I guess tomorrow. From Bangalore to they're doing with Bangalore, so they're trying this all sorts of things. The managements have been changed, the players have been changed. Nothing is working, right? So this there must be a curse or something. So it does get you at one point. You whatever maybe the reasons may be truly sporting or something, but it does get you sometime that maybe this the curse or jinx, what you would call, is here. But after yesterday, I'm as a fan, I'm feeling really ignored. There is still hope. We can maybe pull this off, or maybe this is just the igniting fire. Like what the men's team made is okay. Now they can do it. We can do it as well. And you just see the celebrations on. I'm seeing a lot of videos since yesterday from the streets of Bangalore.
Absolutely.
They
I
have
also
literally
heard the
blocked.
same thing. I also
They,
heard from my
they've
teams.
literally.
I got a call from my boss and say, Saurabh, you didn't watch a match. I said, no, I was little occupied yesterday, so I didn't able to watch the match. And they said, you missed it. How could you miss it? After all, RCB won the WPL, and it was a huge because my friends were there in RCB cafe and they saw the way people went mad and bojo. Oh my god, that was amazing scenario over there. So yeah, true, that is an amazing one. But next is to Pradhyoth. Pradhyoth, the same thing, same question I'm asking to you. Everybody, I think Prithvi bhai says the same, said the same. Varun also says the same. Kaha. What do you think exactly? It's just the starting.
I mean, to be honest, I don't think it's everything related to, it's a lot related to the team building and everything of that sort too. I mean, the first few years of the IPL, yeah, you can relate. I mean, nobody knows how it is. It's a bit of a bonus. But probably over the last maybe first 3 years, after from 2011 onwards, I think it's a lot more serious. So I don't think you can put it down just to pure luck or anything of that sort. Still think it's a professional sport. I'm still think maybe coming to the finals, playing playoffs, it's not about luck. You work your way through it to get there. Maybe after that it's a bit of luck. It's a bit of luck. It's not entirely luck. So there's no shame in losing three finals. I mean, it's better than not qualifying at all compared to a few other teams. I don't want to. It's not disrespecting those teams, but they're not entirely losers. That's what I'm trying to say. But at the
No, I
same
think
time,
I
I
doubt.
think,
I doubt the word losers as a like it's a very fan bar stuff. But if you are playing a game, you have to either win or lose. So I doubt
yeah,
exactly
I
in that
mean,
case
no, I
the
don't
word
mean to
comes to the
say that
same.
I
No,
don't
I
mean that
understood.
to
I
be
understood that.
demeaning to any other franchise,
I understood that.
but
Yeah.
making it to three finals is no joke. I mean, if you include the Champions League, it's four finals. On the day, anything can happen on a particular day, but it takes crazy amount of effort to reach a final, which in a tournament that happens over 2 months. It's something to get to a final in a 15-day tournament, and it's a different thing to get to a final in a 60-day tournament. So I don't entirely think they're doing anything wrong, but I mean, at times they've been unlucky. There's been 2016, we lost out on our overseas fast bowler. 2017, a lot of injuries. 2018 and 2019, we didn't have Nathan Coulter. 2020, we had Chris Morris only for 7 games. Again, 2021, we had to settle for someone like Kyle Jamieson for a huge amount. I mean, I think the only time we had a solid team from 2015 was only 2022, and I think they look like a professional unit who just slipped up a little too early. That's what I think.
Okay. Okay. That's nice, Pradit. You have explained in a very brief way. So this question is very much from again. I'm going to Prithvi Bhai. Prithvi Bhai, truly, what is your expectation from this particular team, this particular RCB team in this year 2024? Because we all know mega auction is coming next year or this year, in whatever for the IPL 25. what do you think exactly gonna to happen this year's IPL, and what is our panel's expectations? Starting from Prithvi bhai,
Hoping against hope. Like every year we come out with same enthusiasm, same hope.
right?
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Audible?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I was saying, hoping against the hope. Every year, we all come up with the same hope, enthusiasm that
But
maybe
again,
this
this
is our
time
year. But
WPL had given you the hope, na? That's what I meant to say. It's a huge
yeah,
boost if
but
you're one of the sister concern has won the match, won the cup. So somewhere down the line, you have something to cheer and say exactly yes, might be possible that that positivity will
exactly.
take off.
As I mentioned a few minutes ago, the monkeys of the back, and maybe that could inspire. And you can just see the celebrations on the streets of Bangalore. The fan support will double, triple this year as well. But coming back to
Absolutely.
your original question, same expectation. I think they have just messed it up during the auctions because I've still not understood the Cameron Green trade. Do we really needed someone like him in the setup? Uh, the main reasons are someone like Will Jacks is sitting outside because I'm not saying it's a like to like replacement. No, he's not. But that Cameron Green trade, it took a major part of the budget. A huge chunk of 17 crores went into that, and that really made things easy for MI because they got HP in because of that trade. I still not understood was there. Cam Green is excellent player, and there's no two doubts about it. He's a future star, and he has shown his potential in the recently held the Test match at Hackney Oval where he pulled off a amazing 100 from nowhere. And I know different formats, but the potential is definitely there. And even in his last debut season, he scored 450 runs with a strike rate of 150 or 160, and he's really handy with the ball as well. So but the same thing, like they just left with 23 crores in the auction, and one thing I didn't understand is why did they went for Pat Cummins till 20 CR if they had only 23 CR in their purse? So that was another, was that a brain fade, or that strategy is beyond me. And coming back to the expectations, I think there is still speculation that the games could be shifted out Chinnaswamy, but the KCSCA as confirmed. But I really think the game should be shifted out of Chinnaswamy, like 3, 4 games. It could really help because the bowling is not looking good, honestly. Because Mohammad Siraj, Yash Dayal, then there is Akash Deep, and Tom Karam, the less said about him. And Reece Stokely's injuries are known to everyone. Like one, I'll be very surprised if it is 7 to 8 games. And there is Karan Sharma. So I'm not very optimistic about the bowling. And coming back to the batting, Faf du Plessis, whether he was terrible in the SAT 20 and he has not fired after the IPL. I guess he played in the 100 as well, or maybe in last there was some other tournament he played, but he didn't fire. And he's touching 40 this year. So I'm not very optimistic about the captain occupying a overseas slot here. So I would be really
Okay.
very, very happy if they make it to the last four. They missed out the last year, first an inch, but I would be very surprised and very happy, in fact, if they make it to the last four.
Amazing. That's amazing, actually. And that is a very clear cut expectation of an amazing fan. The same question goes to Varun. Varun, what do you think? तुम क्या सोचते हो इस बारे में? तुम्हारी क्या एक्सपेक्टेशन है इस आईपीएल से? आरसीबी से एक्चुअली.
हाँ, वैसे मतलब स्क्वाड में प्रॉब्लम तो काफ़ी है, जैसे स्पिन का प्रॉब्लम है सबसे पहला तो स्पिनर है नहीं हमारे पास और मतलब काफ़ी ऐसे सरप्राइजिंग था कि कोई ऑक्शन में ट्राई भी नहीं किया इन लोगों ने कोई बढ़िया स्पिनर लेने का। तो शायद यही मतलब सोच यही है कि जो स्ट्रॉन्ग है, उसी को स्ट्रॉन्ग करना है और बैटिंग को और मतलब ऐसी टीम नहीं है जिसके सारे बेसिस कवर्ड हों और आरसीबी मतलब एक ऐसी टीम नहीं है जो कि टीम ऑफ ऑल सीजन और ऑल कंडीशन लेकिन वही है कि जो अब मतलब बैटिंग को ही स्ट्रॉन्ग किया होता है ना कि जैसे मेरे पास एक मूव है लेकिन उसको इतना प्रैक्टिस कर लिया हूँ कि उससे ये हो जाए मतलब करने की कोशिश किया गया है लेकिन बैटिंग में भी प्रॉब्लम है। कैमरन ग्रीन को के बैटिंग ऑर्डर को ले बैटिंग पोजीशन को लेके उसे किस नंबर पे खिलाया जाए क्योंकि वो मतलब ओपनिंग या नंबर 3 पे ही अभी तक कुछ किया है, नंबर 4 पे तो 2 बार टी20 में बैटिंग किया है, दोनों बार चला नहीं है और वैसे ही 4 के नीचे और भी उसका मतलब कम हो जाता है यूटिलाइजेशन तो और उसको खिलाना भी एक बैटिंग ऑर्डर में सेट करना एक प्रॉब्लम है पहला तो। और फाफ डू प्लेसिस का जो फॉर्म है वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा कंसर्न है, क्योंकि उसका ऐसे T20 तो बहुत बहुत ही खराब रहा था, और कैप्टन है तो सारे मैचेस भी खेलेगा, यही है।
Okay. Okay. वरुण, हेलो वरुण।
हाँ हाँ।
फाइन। सो ठीक है, मतलब तुम्हारी एक्सपेक्टेशंस क्या है दिस टाइम? आरसीबी कैसा करेगी?
आम
सिंपल सा फंडा,
मुझे लगता है
क्योंकि हर
ऐसे
बार हमारी
मतलब
एक्सपेक्टेशंस
टॉप
काफी अच्छी
फोर
रहती है।
टॉप
टॉप
फोर
फोर में।
में देख रहा हूँ मैं आरसीबी को, क्योंकि लॉकी फर्गुसन जो है काफी बढ़िया फॉर्म में है। पिछला जो 2 T20 ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अगेंस्ट खेला उसमें तो एक में 12 रन 4 विकेट ऐसे करके, और एक में मतलब काफी दोनों में इकोनॉमिकल रहा, और पाकिस्तान के अगेंस्ट भी तीनों T20 में बहुत बढ़िया रहा। और जैसे लॉकी फर्गुसन अगर फिट है और इन फॉर्म है तो काफी डिफरेंट बॉलर है। और अगर लॉकी फर्गुसन फॉर्म में है, मतलब फिट फिट तो दिख रहा है, तो फर्गुसन और सिराज अगर साथ में बॉल करते हैं तो हमारी पेस बॉलिंग काफी सही दिख रही है। अगर दोनों साथ में खेलते हैं, और एक आकाशदीप भी अभी सही टेस्ट डेब्यूट जैसे किया है, या फिर कोई विजय
अमेजिंग।
कुमार वैसा, तो तीनों मिलके मतलब सही पेस अटैक बनाते हैं। बाकी टीम के का पेस अटैक देखा जाए, जैसे गुजरात या और भी टीम्स की, तो उनकी भी मतलब अटैक कोई उतनी बढ़िया है नहीं। तो उस हिसाब से मुझे मतलब पेस बॉलिंग में ज्यादा दिक्कत नहीं दिख रही है। डेथ बॉलिंग में थोड़ा दिक्कत हो सकता है, लेकिन स्पिन एक मेजर कंसर्न है, और फैफ डू प्लेसिस का फॉर्म, और मतलब ग्रीन को किस नंबर पे खिलाया जाए, यही सब।
नाइस 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 नाइस, आई अप्रिशिएट यू फॉर दैट कि काफी प्रद्योत एज अ फैन, what do you think exactly, that are you okay with what Varun said, or do you want to add up, say कि नहीं ऐसा नहीं है, it is like little different ball game, that no we have
No,
even
I
go
don't
ahead.
think it's as bad as what Prithvi said because, I mean, you look at Mumbai's team last year and you compare that to RCB's this year. Mumbai's bowling attack last year was much worse than RCB's bowling attack this year. It,
No, I think Varun
you
told
could,
that they have not even. I doubt Prithvi told that. It's the Varun told. I think that
yeah.
where spinner they are lacking spinner. Yeah, we can see
Yes. So
exactly.
there's one thing which I kind of disagreed in the auction tactics was that not going for an overseas spinner. Once you lost
Mm,
Hasranga and
mm,
you didn't have a quality Indian spinner in your ranks, you could
mm,
have gone for someone like Adil Rashid instead of Tom Curran. You already had three overseas fast bowlers in Reece Topley, Lockie Ferguson, and Joseph. There
mm,
was you didn't need Tom Curran. You probably needed
mm,
someone like an overseas spinner, probably one of the bigger grounds. And for RCB success, we really need the pitches in our favor. We are
mm,
not going to succeed on a flat pitch, on a dead pitch. We need a pitch with bounce. We need a pitch with seam movement because we have amongst the best players of pace. And
okay.
I, we have the best batsmen against pace. If you look at all the batting lineups, I don't think there's a batting lineup better than us against pace. At the same time, I think when you have grass on the pitch, I don't think there are teams with a better bowling lineup than us. Maybe Mumbai, yes. Rajasthan Royals now without Prasidh Krishna, I don't think so. I can't think of another team with a better bowling lineup with helpful conditions. I mean, at home, if we can get a pitch which assists
See,
our
you
pace
know exactly
bowlers.
how RCB how Bangalore pitch and Bangalore actually entire
The
Chinnaswamy
thing
Stadium
with
works.
Bangalore is there's always been bounce. Now, can you have a little bit of grass on that pitch? Leave a little bit of extra grass and allow the grass to be there for a
No,
little bit of seam movement.
don't you think, Pradhyoth, that nowadays people are having playing spinner, the playing problem in spinner rather than a pace ball? I think most of the
Probably,
players everywhere, yeah.
but how often do you see a pacey, bouncy pitch anywhere across the world? Even in Mumbai in 2022 with Hazelwood bowling, we saw how he did. Had Siraj bowled well that season, I think it would have been we would have been a top two team.
What if there's no ifs and buts in cricket? What I personally feel,
Exactly.
what
So
could have been
there are no
done
ifs and buts. but
I would have been.
we
It would have
need
been said
pitches
in
in our favor.
2016. I
That's what I
doubt
mean.
even the pitches. More than the pitches, I think somewhere down the line, overall. Acha, take it. There is a upon this. I have a question over there. It might be little typical. That question goes to Inder bit because Inder somewhere down the line, I feel that other franchises also feeling the same. What do you think? How much administration made a mistake, or administration gave too much uh, concentration to top three players, as Chris Gill told? Uh, so, how
Look,
good it is for a team?
when you are talking about RCB, right? Prithvi and Pradhyoth, there are no better people to talk to RCB. I mean, these two guys can tell you everything about RCB. I don't have any idea regarding RCB in this particular context. Pradhyoth will be able to tell you better, and Prithvi too.
Mhm.
I'll Uno reverse this
Take a
question to
back.
Pradhyoth and Prithvi.
I asked you this question for a reason, but anyways,
That's too kind in their way. Too kind in their way. Too kind.
Also Pradyoth, also because Pradyoth comes from that particular city, he knows how the pitches behave and everything. Plus, he's an RCBN too, so he'll be a better person to comment on this rather than me.
so what we are talking about here is not related to the pitch. It's not related to the weather. It's not related to the any kind of stuff. It is altogether a pattern which has been told by their own teammates. We are not trying to create any kind of issues here. I'm just saying that we all love RCB for a different reason. Because I being in Bangalore for last 18 years, and I have gone through every year to watch IPL. And I may not watch every match from the stadium, all the seven. But yes, 2 to 3 matches I used to go every year. And what I also feel that somewhere down the line, because when they lose, especially in 2016, was a very touchy for me, because I thought that was the year which could have been a milestone year for Virat Kohli, who could have been touched 1,000 runs as well as win the trophy for RC. But again, that happens. It's okay. But my question is there. ठीक है Inder, you don't want to give an answer, it's fine. But Prithvi,
No,
आप बताइए.
Pradyoth will be able to tell it better because he knows RCB in and out.
I
I don't have
I
that idea about RCB.
and I think lot many people who are here and connected differently, they know a lot many people in, and being in Bangalore, it's very easy to know RCB and and related stuff. So I'm sure exactly somewhere in the line, people knows internal a lot many stories. That's not a, that's actually a good stuff.
But
But
there's one story. But there's one story. Sorry, I interrupted. There's one story that had this Cameron Green trade not happened, fine. I guess a lot of people know about this. Had this Cameron Green stuff not happened, RCB were about to make another trade that would have been, a homecoming for one particular player that was on cards. But this didn't happen because the Cameron Green trade was almost done by then. But RCB were in talks. They had their deal done, and that's it. It's not. It's for people to guess now who was coming back.
anyways, LSG is LSG, so nothing to talk about that. So I would not like to comment on that part. And if all goes well, Sarvesh also joined the. Welcome, Sarvesh. आज सब कैमरा क्यों ऑफ करके बैठे हुए? सर्विस आप ही कैमरा बंद करके बैठे हुए? I didn't expect that. Anyways, Prithvi, आप कुछ कहना चाहेंगे इस टॉपिक के ऊपर? Because this is little bit which I feel that थोड़ा सा न्यूट्रल होके अगर आप बोल सके तो it will be much easier and better for us.
Please, can you repeat about which particular topic?
Yes, I talked about that the player favorism in IPL, which has given one of the reasons that why other players didn't able to match up the or the secured their place or feel like a home at RCB.
I don't think so. I disagree because if it was a
Mhm.
question of just 10 runs in 2016, if they had scored the 10 runs, nobody would have said this question. If they had scored another 10 to 12 runs in 2011 Champions Trophy, no one would have said this.
Mhm.
I don't think this is the
Mhm.
main reason. The main reasons are very. It is quite evident and clear that they lack team building. Action strategies 2018. Okay, they couldn't have retained KL Rahul and all those things. They retained Sarfaraz. Everything is fine because
No,
even
it's not a
after
no.
you,
I'm not
no,
asking this
I'm just
question.
saying,
Chris. Listen,
yeah,
I'm not asking that
yeah, yeah.
question. I think this
Uh,
Chris Gayle has told. I think this last year before the IPL that players inside the team are feeling uncomfortable. Reason behind, they know that apart from the top three or top four, inclusive of Chris Gayle, they didn't get that much of faith from the management, or they didn't get the security out of it. So it is Chris Gayle told, who exactly had played with around a decade with RCB, and the reason behind RCB's big success along with ABD and Virat. So that's why the reason I asked. If somebody else would have been said, I would not have asked this question, because today I got Pradhyoth here and Prithvi, as you guys are
he
an
played
ardent
back
fan
in
of RCB.
yeah, he last played in 2017, right? So after that, since Hassan has taken over, the team environment is quite the social media posts and everything. They talk very highly of the management, everything. If you, it's
Mm-hmm.
quite evident. And during the team bonding, the team activities, the players, I think there must have been an issue when he was playing
Okay.
all those years back. But since Hassan has taken up, I don't think that is an issue.
It means that you were saying that there might be might be a chance that there was an issue. But again, anyways, every team is having their own issues or their own stuff. Should not talk about. What do you think exactly? What do you think exactly? अच्छा, starting from वरुण. वरुण, इस साल तुम्हारे हिसाब से कौन सा प्लेयर है आरसीबी का जिसको तुम समझ रहे हो कि डेविड तुरुप का इक्का होगा आरसीबी के लिए?
विराट कोहली और सिराज।
विराट कोहली है, सिराज जो लास्ट मतलब
और
सेम।
ये मतलब
कोई नया
हाँ
चेहरा
होता
देख रहे हो कि जो
हाँ
एग्जैक्टली
मतलब
अच्छा कर सके?
देखिए रजत पाटीदार मेरे हिसाब से सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट प्लेयर है वो, इसलिए क्योंकि आरसीबी में देखा जाए तो विराट कोहली एक है मतलब जिसका 7,000 से ज्यादा रन है, और नेक्स्ट में अगर देखा जाए कोई इंडियन प्लेयर तो कोई भी अच्छा इंडियन प्लेयर मिला नहीं है लॉन्ग टर्म में। मतलब या कैसे भी जो नेक्स्ट हाईएस्ट स्कोर है आरसीबी के लिए इंडियन बैट्समैन का, और राहुल द्रविड़ का है 800, मतलब ऐसे कोई 900 या 800 रन है। तो
हम्म।
जबकि उन्होंने ज़्यादा खेला नहीं था, 3 सीज़न शायद खेला था। तो उस हिसाब से रजत पाटीदार ने मतलब एक बढ़िया सीज़न और 400 वाला निकाल दिया। तो अगर पिछले साल रजत पाटीदार होता आरसीबी में तो रजत पाटीदार तो था ही, वो इंजर्ड नहीं हुआ होता और हेजलवुड खेल रहा होता तो आरसीबी बहुत पिछले बार बहुत सही टीम थी। रजत पाटीदार और हेजलवुड सारे मैचेस खेला होता तो पाटीदार मतलब इम्पोर्टेंट प्लेयर होगा उस हिसाब से, क्योंकि एक इंडियन प्लेयर मतलब इंडियन बैटिंग चाहिए तगड़ा, जैसे या फिर सीएसके का है, सीएसके उसी वजह से जीती, और एमआई का है मतलब, और आरसीबी मतलब इंडियन प्लेयर के अराउंड अपना बैटिंग ऑर्डर बिल्ड नहीं कर पाई, या फिर एक दो प्लेयर भी वैसे मिले नहीं। तो केएल राहुल थे लेकिन उनको रिलीज कर दिया गया, तो ये प्रॉब्लम रहा है आरसीबी का। और रजत पाटीदार के साथ अगर ये मतलब एक दो सीजन खेलेंगे तो ये कुछ मतलब सॉल्व होगा ये प्रॉब्लम।
ठीक है प्रद्योत, just this question from you two: whom you think exactly that can shine for RCB as a old player, and that any newcomer you see exactly who can be X factor for RCB this season?
I'm not sure of any newcomer or,
Newcomer who hasn't
X.
played for RCB
Yeah, I'm
yet.
not sure if anyone is going to have that sort of impact. Like, oh, maybe Lockie Ferguson in the second half once if Alzari Joseph doesn't do well. But if not,
Oh,
if RCB
you're
sucks,
not giving Lockie Ferguson a first chance.
I would love to. But going by the price tag, I think we all know what's going to happen.
Achha.
But more than, honestly, let's be honest. Virat Kohli is going to
Mhm.
turn up, and even on his worst season, he's going to give 420 runs.
That
Strike
is
rate
we all know.
could be 120. If it's a good season, then it's 140. If it's a bad season, it's 120. But he will give you 420 to 500 runs. But RCB success won't rely on Virat Kohli. It's going to be dependent on the others, like Rajat Patidar. It's going to be dependent on Mahipal Lomror or Suyash Prabhudesai, one of these guys. It's going to be
Okay.
dependent on the other guys bowling, the third pacer. That's either, in my opinion, Akashdeep should play ahead of Vaishak Vijayakumar. It's going to be dependent on these guys because look at the seasons they've been successful 2021 and 2020 and even 2022 to an extent. It's the Virat Kohli had a poor season. Maxwell was had a middling season. Faf had a middling season. He got runs, but not at the rate where everyone would have liked. Whereas these guys, Siraj, our best bowler, went at almost 10 runs per hour. These guys have turned up and actually made us qualify. So you know that the regular guys will perform even in a middling season, but it's about the other guys who have to turn up. Whereas in 2023, we saw that the best players performed, whereas the mid player, I mean, the not so talented players, had very poor seasons, and that's why we ended up at fifth or sixth. The good players will perform, but we need the not so talented players to
The
perform for us.
mediocre performance players has to be
I
do
mean,
give
I'm
the
not calling
100%
them
plus.
mediocre. I'm just
Mediocre,
saying
it
they might
doesn't mean,
not.
see, mediocre, my term of mediocre, just like the things, the mean was a loser was not loser. See, mediocre is not a mediocre, because when you have Virat Kohli kind of player, ABD in your past, so mediocre, it means that the average wise, the player was the
Yeah,
average player,
exactly. So we
like
need
Lormore.
good,
Lormore is
decent
an
contribution.
average player. Huh.
Need decent
Average.
contribution, like what Longrose played against Delhi Capitals last year. That was an unreal innings. We need more innings like that. Maybe for more
They need
players.
to play out of their skin.
Not really out of their skin, just as well as much as their capability, and we should be through.
Okay. Okay. That's, I would say that you're very hope on that for sure, because if if a list A player has to play, or the first class player has to play in IPL kind of player where exactly he's might be playing a 145 plus player first time or second or third time, he has to play out of the skin, what I feel personally, because or else not he would have been in the Indian team by now. But again, if not, then an average player has to play really well to ensure that he's numbered. That's why the reason Lormore even didn't play the regular matches, because he did really well. I thought exactly somewhere down the line, but he lost his form too soon. As soon as he really played few knocks, especially his, as you said, the knock against Delhi, if I'm not wrong. The Prithvi, there's a question from Anurag. Anurag is asking this question: कि 22nd को who will be RCB's 4 overseas players?
I guess the Faf picks himself, Glenn
Mhm.
Maxwell, I think Cameron Green, and I guess the fourth one will be Aldar Joseph, as Prajot pointed out. It is because of the price tag. And I don't want to see Lockie Ferguson in the 11 for a period of time, for the first half at least, because if you see Lockie Ferguson, he hasn't turned up for New Zealand for the last 2 years. I've never understood because why New Zealand are still picking him. Because he had a disastrous outings for in T20s over the last 18 months or maybe more than that. The last time Lockie was good was against West Indies in late 2021, where he was bowling absolute rockets, and West Indies batsmen were literally hiding in front of his face. After
I'm
that, it
sorry
just
to
and he has
interrupt, but I think Lockie had done really well against Australia in the recently concluded series. He was a standout performer among both teams.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that may be an outlier because if you consider a fair amount of time period for the last 2 years or so, he has become a turned into a run machine. He can't be trusted. And more importantly, Alzari Joseph can use a long hander because over the years RCB's Achilles heel, what they say, has been the lower order or uh, the lack of batsmen, lack of bowlers who can bat load on the order. So Algar Yusuf can also use a long handle very well, and I've seen him. He can be a very utility player for us. So I would for Faf, Maxwell, Green, and yes, Alzari. I guess these four would be our versus players.
Nice. 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 ठीक है, Pradhyoth, it seems that you may be thinking differently. Who would be your 4 players?
My 4 players on against Chennai, if they're going
In
left,
Chennai.
like in Chennai, if it was up to me, I'd probably pick Will Jacks over Aldari Joseph, purely based on because like 40-year-old Dhoni was smashing the fastest bowler in the world for sixes on that pitch.
Mm.
So I mean, no, the faster you bowl, the faster it travels on that pitch. You need a little bit of, you know, someone who makes the ball stick in the
I think
pitch.
Darshan Senthil somewhere down the line has had a wavelength with you. He said the same thing. Do you see a case of Will Jacks? Maybe a pitches where Aljari
But
pace will not be as
yeah,
useful.
that's only. I
Mm,
mean, Chennai pitch is different from what it was even 4 years back. It's relayed.
mhm,
It's better pitch than what it was, but it's still a sticky pitch. It doesn't offer that much turn, but it's a sticky pitch. It'll bounce, but
mhm,
it'll just stick. So the faster you bowl, it skids on better. Whereas
mhm,
something it's medium pace or medium fast or fast medium, this
mhm.
where you get some deviation of the pitch, those kind of bowlers will more likely do well than out and out fast bowler like Joseph or Lockie. That's only my opinion. I'm sure people
Of course, of
disagree.
course, of course, of course, of course.
I
The
have a,
same
I
question.
have just for you, I have a question
uh,
for the Prajot as well, if I may go ahead.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. It's a fun.
Yeah,
I want you
yeah,
guys to ask a question each other. I will be very happy.
yeah. So I have not seen Will Jacks, in middle order or against spin that much. I know what he can do in the batting and against space, he's a free. But if you consider the Faf and Virat will open, Rajat will be at three, Maxwell will be at four, Green will be at five, then there will be either Dagar, Suyash or Anuj or whoever they sub. And the DK, this will be a top six mostly. So where do you see Will Jacks batting? And if he bats three or four, and how he is he against spin?
So again, then he's not. I mean, as much as I've watched him, I actually what I watched of Will Jacks in that England tour of West Indies. It was not recently concluded, but he didn't really do that well. But he did look a little out of place when he didn't come opening. Like he didn't open the entire series, but when he didn't open, he did look out of place. But I would just play him purely based on as a specialist spinner because he looked that good in the SA20 as a special, as just as a bowler. It's
But here I
purely
have to
based on
ask
his
a
bowling
question.
skills
But again, when you talk
that
about the SA T20, can it is good to compare SA20 with SA T20 with the IPL? I'm just asking.
I mean, it's not ideal, but it's just a horses for courses sort of thinking. It's because
Mm,
from what I saw last year, on pace on that pitch traveled.
mhm.
So anyone with a good slower ball, I'm still okay. But I don't think Joseph has a good slower ball. Siraj, I'm not so sure. I mean, they do dig it in short and allow it to stick in the pitch, but it's not something you're deceived by.
Mhm. Cool. So we have joined by Sarvesh also. Sarvesh, you have a questions for our guests? Please go ahead.
Uh, yes, Saurabh. So, I was about to ask this question,
You,
which fast
the
bowler to
stage,
pick?
the
Because,
stage belongs to you. I'm on a mute now for some time.
okay, Saurabh. So, I wanted to ask this question to mainly RCB fans that now have Faf du Plessis, Maxwell, and Cameron Green. I think these three are going to start no matter what. So, how do you choose that fast bowler? How do you pick which bowler to play? Because in my opinion, it will come down to the combinations with the Indian seamers. Because if you need that left arm seamer option, then I think, and if you pick Yash Dayal, then Reece Topley may not play, and you'll basically go towards Alzari or Ferguson. So do you think there will be plenty of headache going on in the season, like which bowler to pick, which overseas bowler to pick?
Is this
I
question
would like
directed
to
to
take that.
Prithvi, me, or
Yeah,
yeah?
anyone
Sure,
can go. Anyone
Prithvi,
can go
Prithvi,
ahead.
please take.
Yeah, brother, you can. I'll go after you.
So you're asking which fast bowler do you pick?
Yeah, yeah. Which overseas fast bowler? Yeah. I think he has dropped off.
I think yes, he will.
I think
Prithvi,
yeah,
I
yes, he
continue.
has dropped off.
He will be coming back. I think there's an internet issue. Prithvi, please go ahead.
And to begin with, they have messed up in the options. For personally, as I mentioned earlier, I didn't want the gangrene trade to happen so that it would have left them with 40 odd crores. Correct. Personally, I
Yeah,
wanted them to go all out on Spencer Johnson. Spencer Johnson is something I've been asking with whatever reach I have on social media to get him for the past 1 year. If you see Spencer Johnson, he let up the what is the Major League Cricket, right? That one happens in US.
Yeah.
Okay, then in the 100, he bowled like 10 or 15 deliveries and 18 deliveries, 20 deliveries or something, and he bowled 18 dot balls in that. He has been the sensational in BBL as well. The previous year, every league he has played, he has literally owned that league, and that's the reason also he made it to the national squad in Australia with that height and that impact he has. He gets that height from an awkward ball, from a good length also. The somewhat like Doug Bollinger used to get. That's what makes him special. So I really wanted RCB to get someone go all out, spend 20, break the bank for Spencer Johnson. But that Cam Green trade happened. And okay, if you wanted to go all out till 20 crores, they still went with Pat Cummins. I didn't get that. And Gujarat got Spencer Johnson for 10 CR if I remember correctly. So a left arm pacer would
Yeah.
have solved so many problems. But coming back to the question, and I said this that Alzari Joseph would be the fourth overseas slot because he can use a long handle as well. And Rocky has been a run machine for the past 24 months. He has not been the same. And Tom Curran, the less said is better. I don't rate that guy. I don't. He should. He should. To be. I'm sounding harsh, but he should pay the IP. He should pay RCB for selecting him.
I'm absolutely with you on that, Prithvi. 100% I'm on with Tom Curran. Why exactly
I
has been
don't.
selected? Any reason, Pradhyoth?
I'm, s-
Tom Curran.
I'm so sorry, I got disconnected. Yeah, so
No
regarding
problem. Please.
What Prithvi said regarding Spencer Johnson, I couldn't agree more. I too was hyping him how I could, but then I mean, mightily impressed with Spencer Johnson. He bowls hard lengths. He's taller than Dougie Bollinger, bowls faster than him. And I don't know, I still remember there was this one over, I think, against Stoinis where he just bullied him. It was the last over of a BBL game. And he kind of just bullied him. That was like, I mean, Stoinis doesn't get bullied by pace that easily. He might get bullied by spin. That was, I really wanted Johnson over any of the other guys. But then with what we have, I still, the reason why I don't want Restockley to start is because he's primarily a new ball bowler, and we have two very good Indian new ball bowlers. Whereas Joseph is not a new ball bowler; he's a first change bowler mainly. So that is the only reason why, if they aren't, I mean, they aren't going to go with Will Jacks, I'd probably go with Joseph or Lockie I mean, especially for the games in Bangalore. In outside Bangalore, I still don't mind playing Reece Topley, especially for the first game because I think even in the deaths and his slower bouncers with his height can be useful compared to the rest. I mean, I don't have much faith in Loki or Alzari in Chennai. If they return, 4 overs, none for 40, I'll take it.
Yeah. And how many? Tell me honestly, how many overs are you expecting from Cameron Green, especially in Bangalore? I mean, this question I have been thinking about this. If Cameron Green is to bowl 3 or 4 overs at Bangalore, then I think RCB is in trouble. This is my personal
If
assessment. So, how do you guys see this Cameron Green at Chennai? Sorry, at Bangalore bowling?
the lesser he bowls, the better. I don't see how he can bowl anywhere, especially with the
Yeah.
impact player role. There is no logic in bowling. If they have to bowl him, I think the first 5 bowlers are really screwed up.
Then why they
Yeah.
have taken
Yeah.
him exactly if he does if RC don't want to take advantage of his what to say
All round
his all round
skills.
Yeah.
abilities. Skills तो नहीं बोलूंगा अभी abilities ही बोलूंगा because the way he has been taken care of by the team in T20s.
I mean,
So, but I
I
think
honestly, yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
So I was thinking that Cameron Green. I think Prithvi rightly said he is some. I feel he's not very much suitable to that RCB team because if you want to utilize Green, then the best place to play Green is in top 3 or maximum top 4. And look at RCB's team: Faf, Virat, and followed by you can have Rajat, you can have Maxwell. I mean, you can easily fit in these guys in top three, top four. But if you have to utilize Cameron Green in the best possible manner, then he has to bat in the top order. And we saw what happened last year when Cameron Green, and I think he could not finish one game. I think he came way down the order. I think six or seven. I don't remember the exact
Yeah, that
ones,
game was against
but I think
LSG.
Against
yeah,
Delhi. Delhi,
exactly.
I guess.
LSG,
Delhi, I think.
LSG
No, no,
in
no. Delhi, we
Lucknow.
won. I think it
LSG
was
in
LSG.
Lucknow.
Yeah, they could not finish. So I know my personal judgment is that he's not somebody like Tim David who can swing his bat from the first ball. He needs time, and once he gets going, he can win a match on his own with his bat. But I don't know how RCB could fit him in that top three or top four without sacrificing Maxwell or Rajat, because these two guys are also like we all know what these guys can do. So they have just, I think, added more firepower in areas where they already had lot of potential. So I think Prithvi rightly said. I mean, I was personally expecting them to spend big on one of the bowlers, but they ended up spending a lot more on Cameron Green.
I have a I know. I think Nikhil Bhai has a question for Pradhyoth and Prithvi both. So you have a question you have to answer. Do RCB have too many options for the top four again? Any one of you can share, and I think you both can ask the answer in your perspective.
it's it's been a problem since ages, like we have lacked that quality finisher, but during 2022, DK solved it so beautifully. Like there's a stat, I don't remember if I'm quoting it correctly, but DK has the best strike rate for a batsman with a minimum 300 run season who batted at 6 or 7 in the air. He scored 330 runs at 180 strike rate. That's the best for a batter who batted at 6 and 7. So you couldn't ask much more from him. He did that job excellently in 2022. But like other teams, like we need two, three, four options from 6, 7, 8, 5 to 6, 7, 8. Like CSK has like they are very flexible. CSK has Jadeja, then the somehow one day Deepak Chahar comes up. They still Shardul Thakur will also do the same. Then they'll some one time they'll send Moeen Ali at 5. They can do this. Like they are so much flexible. Mumbai, you look at it. They have Tim David there, Hardik Pandya. They have two great options there. And over the years, they had Kunal, Hardik, and Pollard also. So, like, RCB never had that luxury since, at the beginning. Like, the 5, 6, 7, it has always been a problem. And it escalated when EB was promoted at 3 during mid 2016. After that, because till with I disagree with that person like a lot, but he did one thing but good when he was at RCB. He held back AB at 5, 6. There was a time Asad Pathan was also promoted ahead of AB because the Prasanna guy knew what AB could do at 5 and 6. And AB did win matches for RCB from improbable positions. And RCB did that well in 2020 also. They held AB for the 5, 6 overs. But he one guy can't do it. वो बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में अकेला चना है भाड़ को फोड़ नहीं सकता whatever they say. So RCB historically has a problem with 5, 6, 7, 8. But this year I'm expecting a miracle in Anuj Rawat, like Suyash, these guys with impact sub rule, of course, and DK being his last season, if he can turn up. But still, one man can only hope.
Since you talked about Suyash, how do you think Suyash will? Because I personally rate Suyash. He plays for Goa, and do not see a lot of him because Goa they normally don't qualify for the knockouts, and knockouts are the game which are normally in discussion. We always talk about knockouts, who scored century in semi-final, final. These are always the headlines, but somehow Suyash never gets that opportunity. I think that's one of the reasons he's not in the news. But I personally rate Suyash because I've seen him bat, and even last season he has scored runs from like he has he has been their mainstay in that batting. So even if the entire team is not performing, you'll see Suyash still scoring runs. So I just think Suyash is somebody I think RCB will have to back him this season. Just let him play 5 or 6 any position. I think Suyash can do wonders. As I was with discussing this with Sunrisers fans as well. I told him that you guys need to trust Sanveer or Nitish Kumar Reddy. Just back your domestic players. I feel the same about Suyash. I think RCB needs to trust him a lot more this season.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but some one thing with Suyash is like he's a superb top order batsman. He's got all the shots. I still don't get why RCB didn't bat him at 3 last year.
Yeah.
Not one single game did he bat at 3. We had Lomror
Agreed.
coming in, Anil Trawat coming in, even Shahbaz batted at 3, but not
Yeah.
Suyash. It just didn't make any sense. I don't know if it was the obsession for left-handers to have that right-left option, but then the dude is definitely far more sound at that number 3 spot
Yeah.
than any of these 3 guys I just mentioned. These
Yeah.
guys might
Even
have
he
a better
bats in
power
top
game.
3 for Goa.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Yeah,
Which
he
is
bats in
why
top 3.
once Rajat was out, I seriously thought that Suyash was going to play all 14 games at number 3. I was honestly very disappointed that he didn't play at number 3, not even in a single game.
Yeah, that's disappointing. I think there are 2-3 players. I think, how do you guys feel about Manoj Bhandake? I think that's I read a lot about him. I've seen him play some matches. I feel maybe I will ask some of the RCB fans. How do you feel about him? Do you guys see him getting chances this season?
I honestly can't see how he's going to play, at least as an all-rounder. Definitely not. His bowling is it's poor. Like honestly, with no disrespect, he's not an IPL level bowler at all. His batting, he's more like what you'd say. You just expect maybe 2 or 3 sixes and expect him to. Remember Shashank Singh from
Yeah,
Sunrisers?
right now he's with Punjab. Yeah.
Right now it's Punjab, that controversial
Punjab.
bid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can probably expect one cameo where he hits some 2 or 3 sixes. I mean, it might win us a game one day, but then you can't really expect big things out of him. I've not seen
I
enough
agree.
for me
I
to
mean,
convince.
that's a very good parallel. I think Shashank, even his bowling, sort of they are in a similar territory with their bowlings as well.
Yeah, that's all. I don't have much out of. I actually prefer someone like Maipal Lomro. I think he is a better player than Manoj.
By
Like
the
the
way,
power
what
game he's
happened
got.
with? Yeah, sorry, I was asking about Mahipal Lomro. So what happened? I think, if I'm not wrong, he used to bowl left arm wrist spin, right? I think earlier he
No,
used
no,
to
no,
He's
bowl
left arm
normal,
orthodox.
normal, normal, orthodox.
Chinaman. Sorry,
No, no, normal,
Orthodox. Yeah, I
normal
think
orthodox. Yeah.
I've seen him some of the video. I've seen him bowling Chinaman. I don't know. It could be just maybe experimental, but I don't know. I thought he was bowling quite well. Then I saw him bowling the normal orthodox spin.
I mean, I don't know, with this impact role especially, I don't think there's any necessity for Maipal to bowl, but probably he'll come into play, especially with if Mayank Tugger is not playing
Yeah,
on a particular day. But
exactly. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Yeah. With Shabazz, I think he was not needed. Now with Shabazz gone, I think you can probably utilize him for 1 or 2 hours.
But again, you brought in Dagar, no?
Yeah, but if Dagar doesn't start or it doesn't come in for as impact player, then I think you can probably use Lombros over 1 or 2 overs. I mean, I'm not saying bowl him for 4 overs, but maybe 1 or 2 overs at least.
I
He
mean,
can
it's
do a
purely
decent job.
based on which batsman is there. I mean, I would
Yeah,
never
yeah,
bowl Lomrose if there's a left-handed batsman, but if there's, except in
yeah.
probably Lucknow, I wouldn't mind risking him there because even on a flat pitch, I think the boundaries are really big, unless Nicholas Puran is batting.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
So, what do you think exactly? I will start with the team lineups now for most of the games. What do you exactly think that your team lineup? So, let's start with Inder, then we'll go to Varun, then Prithvi, then Pradhyoth, and then Sarvesh. And before ending, let's see exactly what do you think exactly about the positions and all. But let's start with Inder. Inder, what is your team 11?
My 11 is Virat, Faf, Cameron Green, Rajat, Maxwell, Karthik, Mayank Daggar, Karan Sharma, Siraj, uh, Alzari, mm, Yash, or maybe Akashdeep. Yeah, Akashdeep. upgrade. And then impact sub could be Mahipal Lomro.
Nice. Varun?
हाँ, तो मतलब ये जैसे सुयास का बात हो रहा था या फिर लोमरोड का, तो सुयास ने अभी 3 सेंचुरी किया रणजी ट्रॉफी में, लेकिन तीनों ओपन करते हुए आया।
Yeah.
तो ओपनिंग कर रहा था, तो मुझे नहीं लगता मतलब कि अगर टॉप 5 में देखा जाए तो जगह नहीं है। विराट, फैफ और रजत पाटीदार, ग्लेन मैक्सवेल और कैमरन ग्रीन है। 6 पे अगर डीके दिनेश कार्तिक खेलते हैं तो 7 पे, इसलिए मुझे लगा मतलब 7 या 6 यही दोनों पे कोई खेल सकता है, या फिर डीके अगर 7 पे आता है तो 6 पे कोई लोमरूर, सुयास या फिर कोई मतलब कोई भी एक डोमेस्टिक का प्लेयर। तो उस हिसाब से मनोज भंडारी को मतलब मैं चाहता हूँ मतलब वो खेल सकता है 7 या 6, जैसा भी होता है, क्योंकि बाकी जो है जैसे लोमरोड है, तो लोमरोड मतलब स्पिन का बढ़िया प्लेयर है। अगर राजस्थान प्रीमियर लीग देखा जाए तो स्पिनर को ही टारगेट करके मार रहा था, या फिर डी वाई पाटिल में मतलब फिनिश भी किया है लेकिन स्पिन को ज्यादा टारगेट किया है। और सुयस ओपन कर रहा है या नंबर 3 पे आ रहा है, तो इन लोगों को जैसे 6 पे खिलाया जाएगा तो परफॉर्मेंस
मुश्किल
सही
होगा।
होगा नहीं। और भंडागे जो है वो उसी पोजीशन पे खेलता है, जैसे 6-7 पे। अभी जो सेमीफाइनल था विजय हजारे ट्रॉफी का, उसमें जैसे मतलब 176 रन पे 5 आउट थे, वहां पे 7वें नंबर पे बैटिंग करके उसने मतलब 63 रन बनाया था, 38-39 बॉल पे, मतलब 160 के स्ट्राइक रेट से खेलते हुए। तो भंडा मतलब उसे मनोज भंडारी को खिलाया जा सकता है। इन दोनों मतलब अच्छे प्लेयर भले हो सकते हैं, लेकिन और मतलब टीम में फिट नहीं हो रहा है, तो मनोज भंडारी को मैं मतलब खेलते हुए देखता हूँ टीम मतलब 11 में।
ओके, पेस बॉलर्स में?
पेस बॉलर्स
बॉलर्स
में
आपको क्या रहता है?
हाँ, व्यासक और आकाशदीप दो इंडियन पेसर रहेंगे, और सिराज इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर में आ जाएंगे दूसरे इनिंग में, क्योंकि सिराज बैटिंग करते नहीं है सही। तो यही है मतलब हाफ विराट, कैमरन ग्रीन, उसके रजत पाटीदार, मैक्सवेल, और फिर 2 डीके और 1 भंडारी, और फिर एक एक स्पिनर अगर खिलाना होगा अगर, तो एक मयंक डागर खेल लेंगे। और एक पेसर बचा ओवरसीज, तो मतलब वो फर्गुसन या जोसेफ अलियाई जोसेफ में से कोई एक।
Cool. ये आपकी टीम है। पृथ्वी, आपकी क्या टीम है?
Yeah, so Virat, Faf will open. Then I'll have Rajat at three, Maxwell at four. Then, depending on the situation, Green at five. Then I'll play long roll to begin with at six. Then DK at seven, Karan Sharma at eight, Alzari nine. I have a strong temptation to play Topli as well. The reason I'm not going with Topli because he's too injury prone. And last year, the first game he played, he got injured. So, but there is a temptation to start with Topli as well. But for now, I will go with Alzari. Then there is Siraj at 10. And last year, that Vijay Kumar Kashak really bowled well at the day. He got hit in the first game, but he was good at the day. So I will go with him instead of that Akashdeep guy. And coming back, that if we bat first, then I'll definitely go with Lomro. This will be my 11 if we bat first, and with impact sub, because I'll have I'll never sub Siraj out because what if the game goes to super over? Like there is no I'll take that risk. I'll never sub Siraj out. But and I also haven't seen that Mayank Dagger what kind of a what how does he play with how good is he with bat? Sorry. So there's a small skepticism from my side, but if we bat second, I'll go with Humayun Dagger and then I'll probably sub out Karan Sharma or or that Vijay Kumar Vishal to for that matter. And the last point to add, I'll give DK 3 or 4 games to begin with because he's really looked done for me. And the sixth and seventh that finisher spot is really difficult to ace. If you and he's not playing any cricket since the last IPL. I don't think he played Vijay Hazare or Smart. He was commentating during the World Cup, I guess. So he was with Cricket, so he has not played Smart. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but he has not played any cricket in the recent times. So what I'll do is there's out of box thinking that give Anuj a spot at the top and give him the license. I'll have either Faf to play C at three or to begin with.
Nice. Very explanatory. Pradhyoth, what do you think?
Yeah,
What's your team?
so the thing with DK is he hadn't played the Syed Mushtaq Ali, but he had played the Vijay Hazare.
Vijay
And
Hazare.
in the
Yeah.
yeah, so in that his strike rate, I think he had among the highest strike rates in the season this year. Not sure how many games he played, but his strike rate was reasonably decent. But I don't think that's indicative enough that he's capable enough to play IPL. I mean, IPL level is entirely different, with no disrespect to any Vijay Hazare player. The thing is, I'd go with the same thing what Prithvi said. I think Faf, Virat, Rajat, Maxi, Green. I'd go Lomro and then DK, and then and the point he mentioned about Siraj too. That is very important. I wouldn't sub Siraj out either. I sub when if I'm batting first, like if I'm bowling, then definitely Rajat goes out because I'm sure we have three batsmen who can bat in the super over. And if I'm both we- once you're batting, then I don't I think it's Karan Sharma out. But yeah, the Siraj and Akashdeep plays instead of Vaishak because Akashdeep with the new ball is pretty good. It's just that he's not given the new ball.
Okay. So overall, I think I found out that most of the core is the same. People are playing around one or two people, not more than that. There is an opportunity for them because top four are settled. Sarvesh, you have to add anything?
No, I think same team. Faf, Virat, Green, Maxwell, Rajat.
Green
Then that
number
middle
three.
order can, yeah, that middle order can actually rotate because see if wicket falls in power play, then I think it makes sense to have Green batting in power play. If wicket falls in around seventh or eighth over, then maybe send Rajat or Maxwell and then push Green down the order. I think Mumbai Indians did similar thing with him, and I think that worked. So maybe they should stick with the same formula.
reason
And then at
reason I reason I kept Cameron Green at number three, because you if Cameron Green plays at number three, he gets that time, and once
yeah
he gets going, because we know we beard his brunt when he played against Punjab, he scored something 70 and he came to bat at number three. So these
yeah
kind of impact plays, you need them to come early on and then smash.
yeah
Nice.
absolutely. I mean, the higher he bats, I think better will be his numbers. He can win matches with his batting. He doesn't have to bowl. He's that kind of a player. So yeah, the top five is same. Then DK, and then for the seventh, assuming RCB bat first, then I think for seventh position, I'll have Anuj Rawat. I don't know. I think at that position he's better suited than Suyash or Lombra. I think Varun, somebody rightly said that he's better against spin. And Suyash is basically top two, top three batter these days. I would still go to Suyash at some point if it doesn't work out. But I think I'll start with Anuj Rawat, and this also gives another advantage to RCB that if it doesn't work out with DK, then they can just switch between DK and Anuj Rawat. Anuj Rawat can keep wickets, and then just have to get another player in for DK. So they will basically have some continuity going on. They won't have to think too much about that keeping slot. So this will be my top seven, and then I'll Karan Sharma would be my first pick for that spinners role, and then Siraj. I think I'll go with. I don't know. I mean, I'm not too sure about Akashdeep, but he bats and he bats well. I mean, he bats better than the other bowlers. He can
Mhm.
hit it really well. So I think he will probably get the preference. But I think Vijay Kumar Vishak, I think that will be my preference. And then that one overseas fast bowler, I'll go with Alzari. I think Alzari adds a bit more than the others. Lockie Ferguson, I don't know. I feel he should be the backup, second backup. I think if it doesn't work out with Alzari, then just go to Reece Topley. It doesn't work out, and then probably go to Will Jacks. And then if it doesn't work out, then I think go to uh, Ferguson. He should be the eighth
But
priority.
but don't you think by that time it might be the in part of the IPL?
See, if with Ferguson, I think the Ferguson that we used to see, 3-4 years ago, I think that Ferguson is
That
just
person we cannot expect for sure.
yeah, exactly. And if he gets if he starts on a wrong foot at Bangalore, then I think that then he's in for a very long ride, and he could concede 60, 65 runs in his fours, and that won't be too good for that bowling, because that bowling already now it doesn't have Hasranga, it doesn't have Harshal Patel, and all those experienced campaigners are gone. So I think it doesn't make any sense to put more pressure on the bowlers that they already have. So that's why I said, he will be probably my eighth choice in the foreigners. I will start with Alzari, then I'll go to Topley, and then finally with Ferguson if it doesn't work out. And for impact, maybe anybody, Akashdeep or Mayank Daga, depending on the situation, any of the bowlers could come in.
Cool then. As we are into our last 5 minute session, I think Prithvi has left. Either there's the internet issue or the mobile phone has one for toss, battery especially. Pradhyoth, I will start with you. Where you are seeing this year the position
Hello.
for RCB?
Hello. Position, I do see them probably in fourth or fifth. If they do qualify, it's by the, I mean, by the grace of God, with just luck. But I don't see them finishing way down either. Like a lot of people don't rate RCB's current squad, but then I don't rate them that poorly either. But I don't think they're the best two teams either. So yeah,
So you're
maybe
seeing
around fourth,
exactly
fifth,
the fourth or fifth.
fourth or fifth.
Yes, yesterday even we are having a discussion in another GT issues. Like it maybe somewhere down the line it's a very tricky 4-5-6 situation where it will run rate operated because the match is happening. Most of the match is happening in what do you say in Bangalore. So higher run rates can actually run rate can be an issue for the teams like RCB especially. So you have a faith of that 4-5. We also think that exactly there is a chance of 4 or 5 moreover. Varun, what do you think? Will they qualify?
हाँ, मतलब टॉप 4 में चौथे नंबर पे फिनिश कर जाएंगे कैसे भी। और मैं ये एक नया प्लेयर जो इन्होंने पिक किया है इंडियन, सौरभ चौहान, उसके बारे में थोड़ा बताना था। तो
बताओ
ये
बताओ, go ahead.
ये मतलब एक मैच में रेलवे के अगेंस्ट मैच था, उसमें इसने एक आकाश पांडे बॉलर है, तो अभी बढ़िया रणजी में भी बढ़िया किया था, 31 विकेट लिया था 19 के एवरेज से। तो उसको मारा था 4 छक्का और 2 चौका 1 ओवर में। तो ये अच्छा प्लेयर है, मतलब अभी मौका नहीं मिलेगा इसको इस साल मुझे लगता है। लेकिन मतलब कोई बोल रहा लिख रहा था ऐसे कि ये वहाँ प्रैक्टिस मैच में बढ़िया कर रहा है, और ये ESPN पे इसका ओकेजनल विकेट कीपर भी लिखा हुआ आ रहा है। मतलब मैंने विकेट कीपिंग करते हुए तो नहीं देखा है, लेकिन बैटिंग काफी सही कर रहा था। अभी ये जो मैच हुआ था उसमें इसका परफॉर्मेंस काफी सही था। और वहाँ और आकाश पांडे को उसी में मारा था 4 छक्का और 2 चौका। और उसके बाद ये मतलब खेलना स्टार्ट किया था जो सौरभ चौहान, तो उस टाइम ओपन किया था 2021 इस मैच में ओपन करते हुए। लेकिन उसके बाद से अभी 4 और 5 पे खेल रहा था विजय हजारे, और अभी इस साल वाले इस मैच में एक सेंचुरी भी आया था शायद असम के अगेंस्ट, और एक 50 भी आया था इस विजय हजारे में। और इस मैच में भी 184-85 का स्ट्राइक रेट था। हो सकता है अगर कोई खराब परफॉर्मेंस करे तो 1-2 मैच मिल जाए।
That's the thing. So as per we all, as our both of the guests has left us, so we all are here. So we can continue for another 4-5 minutes and we can go for we can close it. So what about your data, Varun and Sarvesh? आप दोनों जब मिलते हो तो हमें डेटा पे ज्यादा बात करना पसंद आता है। तो आप दोनों का डेटा क्या बोलता है आरसीबी का ये साल कैसा जाएगा?
I think
मतलब
difficult
आप
तो
लोगों के
होने वाला
डेटा
है.
के पॉइंट ऑफ
There's
व्यू
no.
से
It will be difficult. मतलब, if you have to see where they finish, then you'll probably start with teams who are likely to do better than them. Then you'll obviously put CSK above them. Probably MI if they perform and don't have any of the field issues. Then
hiccups.
you can expect MI to be above them. You can expect LSG. LSG has been one of the most consistent teams. You expect them to do well. So it will come down to again that middle of the table traffic where RR, RCB, KKR, and Punjab, all these teams will have to fight out for that fourth spot. I'm not saying Gujarat is also there. I mean, we all know what they can do. There are some changes. Shami is missing. Hardik is missing. Maybe they'll also be fighting for that spot. So I think there is a lot of fight going on. I expect a lot of fight to be going on for that fourth spot. So I think realistically speaking, just to see it from the perspective of data, I think fifth fifth or sixth is probably I see them finish this season. Purely because of the numbers that their bowlers have, and their batting is obviously great. I mean, that's typical RCB. So they will always have that
That's
great
no
batting,
doubt.
and
That's no doubt.
yeah,
Top four can win you matches on any given day. Against any
yeah,
any kind of situation, they can ensure that you are out of it,
yeah.
because they're all
If
thanks
they
to
fire,
Maxwell.
then match is over. Yeah,
That's what all thanks to Maxwell that they cannot even miss ABD, because if he is getting
so
mad, especially his T20 heroics.
I was looking at some of the numbers. So last season, I actually was not surprised. I knew that this would happen if I look at the numbers. So I saw 70% of the runs were scored by Faf, Virat, and Maxwell. Can you imagine three batters scoring 70% of the runs
I
for
doubt
one team?
this is any new thing with them.
Yeah, but 70% is, I think, in my opinion, is too
Huge.
much reliance, too much dependence. I've seen most of the teams, their top three, top three batters somewhere around 50, 55, 60. I think 50 to 60, 55 to 60 is better, is fine. Anything above 60, I think you're basically over depending on some of the batters to bail you
Imagine
out.
if you could go to
उसमें तो
2016 season, your
हाँ
number
सर्वेश जी,
when
मतलब उसमें ये होगा कि जैसे 70% अगर रन स्कोर इन तीनों ने मिलके किया है, तो 70% या उससे ज्यादा बॉल्स भी इन्हीं लोगों ने खेला होगा।
Yes.
ये
Mainly
भी एक तरह
mainly
negative,
और
इनका, yeah. Yeah, this
ये
is
एक
also
negative
negative,
भी है.
right, Saurabh bhai? Yeah. So in those games where
He has the
these guys get
opportunity
out
to
early,
play. Yes.
then that is the issue. मतलब फंस जाते हैं ना, फिर एक मैच में आप फंस जाओगे, अगर 2 विकेट जल्दी गिर जाते हैं पावर प्ले में, तो फिर पूरा प्रेशर आ जाएगा मैक्सवेल के ऊपर. यू विल आस्क मैक्सवेल टू प्ले अ लॉन्ग इनिंग्स, एंड इफ ही गेट्स आउट, then you're in for a very long ride. I was also looking at numbers, RCB के numbers देख रहा था मैं, winning और losing margins last year.
हम्म.
मतलब जो ग्राफ है वो या तो एकदम ऊपर है या एकदम नीचे
या
है.
तो एकदम नीचे है,
If they are
बीच
winning,
का कुछ भी नहीं.
हाँ, if they are winning, they are winning huge. If they are losing, they are losing by huge margin, huge number of balls left, huge number of balls to spare, and all these things. That's typical RCB. You expect a lot of volatility in trading, in finance. We always say volatility बहुत ज़्यादा है. So RCB is that kind of a stock. बहुत volatile है. मतलब anything can happen. It can give you a lot of returns. डुबा भी सकता है.
हाँ,
So
और उसमें जो जो प्रॉब्लम था आरसीबी का लास्ट ईयर, मुझे लगता है उसे सॉल्व करने का कोशिश नहीं किया गया है, क्योंकि अगर सबसे स्ट्रॉन्ग मतलब पॉइंट है कोई आरसीबी का, तो वो था ओपनिंग, और ओपनिंग में बॉलिंग भी सिराज का। क्योंकि अगर ओपनिंग में देख मतलब ये पावर प्ले में देखा जाए तो 14 मैचेस में सिर्फ 3 मैचेस ऐसे हैं जिनमें मतलब ओपोनेंट्स ने बढ़िया ज्यादा स्कोर किया है आरसीबी से, और बाकी मतलब 14 में से 11 मैच में पावर प्ले में आरसीबी मतलब 6 ओवर के बाद आरसीबी आगे था, अगर दोनों टीम का स्कोर कंपेयर किया जाए तो। और जो 3 मैच जो पीछे थे वो तो 3 हारे ही हैं। मतलब एक डीसी से, एक केकेआर से, और एक और किसी से था, एमआई से शायद। तो यही है। लेकिन पावर अगर मतलब ये कैमरन ग्रीन को लिया गया है, तो पावर प्ले तो सही ही चल रहा था, तो कैमरन ग्रीन को लेके क्या होगा? और अगर टॉप 3 में बैटिंग नहीं करता है कैमरन ग्रीन, तो उसका मतलब टोटल मैं देख रहा था 25 टी20 का इनिंग ही है। टी20 का उसको एक्सपीरियंस भी नहीं है, और 25 में से 2 या 3 ही उसका मतलब ऐसा है इनिंग जो टॉप 3 से बाहर खेला है, जिसमें कोई स्कोर बढ़िया नहीं किया है। तो उसका जो भी स्कोर आया है ओपन करते हुए या 3 नंबर पे आया है। तो इसलिए मैंने मतलब प्रॉब्लम में स्टार्टिंग में ही मुझे यही लगा कि प्रॉब्लम है आरसीबी का स्पिन बॉलिंग, और मतलब फिनिशर भी उतने स्ट्रांग नहीं है, और ये है कि मतलब उसका बैटिंग पोजीशन, क्योंकि उसको खिलाना ही है, और किस बैटिंग पोजीशन पे खिलाया जाए ये दिक्कत है। अगर उसे मतलब 3
बेसिकली
नंबर पे खिलाया
इम्बैलेंस,
जाता है। हाँ,
जो
अगर उसे
नॉर्मली सिचुएशन होता है आरसीबी का.
अगर कैमरन गिन को 3 पे खिलाते हैं, तो 4 पे रजत पाटीदार को खिलाएँगे, और 5 मतलब कुछ ज़्यादा लो हो जाएगा उसके लिए, मैक्सवेल के लिए, क्योंकि वो बेस्ट बैटर रहा है लास्ट 2 साल से। और मतलब बेस्ट बैटर को अगर 5 पे खिलाया जाएगा, उसको उतना गेम टाइम नहीं मिलेगा, तो ये मतलब आरसीबी के अगेंस्ट ही जाएगा। और रजत को भी 5 पे नहीं कर सकते हैं, मतलब 5 नंबर का तो प्लेयर है नहीं, 3 पे स्कोर किया है, सेंचुरी किया है, और मतलब वही है कि आरसीबी को कोई इंडियन बैटर मिला ही नहीं है विराट कोहली के अलावा। जो सेकंड हाईएस्ट स्कोर है वो राहुल द्रविड़ का है, 900 800 900 रन। और यही एक कारण है, मतलब सबसे बड़ा कारण है कि आरसीबी मतलब अभी तक बढ़िया नहीं कर पा रही है। और रजत पाटीदार अगर नेक्स्ट ईयर मतलब लास्ट ईयर खेला रहता तो 2 सीजन के साथ इस साल काफी एस्टैब्लिश्ड रहता 3 नंबर पे। वही है।
लेकिन ये एस्टेब्लिशमेंट तो देता ही नहीं है ना, तो बड़ी प्रॉब्लम तो आरसीबी का यही है कि अपार्ट फ्रॉम विराट, फाफ, इन दोनों को छोड़कर बहुत
हाँ
कम चांसेस लगता है कि किसी को ऐसा मौका मिल रहा है कि जहां दे गेट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट कि चलो ठीक है मेरा ये पोजीशन तो कनेक्ट है, सॉर्टेड है, वो नहीं मिल पा रहा क्योंकि डीके को कभी 7 नंबर पे भेजा जा रहा है, कभी फिनिशर भेजा जा रहा है। लास्ट ईयर भी उसको नंबर एक बार तो आई थिंक लास्ट ईयर उसको नंबर 3 या नंबर 4 पे भी ट्राई किया गया था लगातार खिलवाने का। सो somewhere down the line are they not clear about their views or they are not getting any options, और हम लोग शायद नहीं देख पा रहे कि वो क्या देखना चाहते हैं।
I think options nahi hai. I think they do not have a lot of options. And the thing is that if you look at CS के last season, देखो, they utilized Tushar Deshpande. I mean, how many thought that Tushar Deshpande का इतना अच्छा यूज कर सकते हैं?
और इतना विकेट ले जाएगा वो।
And exactly, मुंबई को देखो, बुमराह ने था, आकाश मडवाल को रोहित शर्मा ने यूज किया, उसको लेके कहाँ तक गए? मतलब ऑलमोस्ट वो सूर्य कुमार है तो
उसके
शायद वो मैच निकाल भी लेता।
उसके यॉर्कर के उसका
Exactly,
वो यॉर्कर का तो मतलब अभी भी लोग बात करते हैं कि ये यॉर्कर कैसे मार के
exactly,
आउट किया था। आई थिंक मुझे गेम याद नहीं है बट वो बॉल अभी भी याद है, यॉर्कर पे बॉल।
exactly. शुभमन गिल को उसने बोल्ड किया था, मतलब वो भी काफी बढ़िया बॉल था। तो मतलब आई थिंक यू हैव टू गो टू योर डोमेस्टिक प्लेयर्स। अगर डोमेस्टिक प्लेयर्स को आप नहीं
एंड
बना रहे
समवेयर
हो,
गट्स आल्सो।
एग्जैक्टली हाँ, तो मतलब आपको खिलाना पड़ेगा, आपको किसी एक बंदे पे चांस लेना पड़ेगा। मे बी सुयश को खिलाओ, किसी से आप कुछ ना कुछ
अरे
आगे
खिलाओ तो
थोड़ा लेके
रेगुलर
जाओ।
खिलाओ ना, आप रोक, आप 2 मैच खिलाने के बाद 3 मैच खिलाने के बाद रोक देते हो। तो इसलिए मैंने बोला था
हाँ,
आप लोगों से कि जब आप लोगों ने बोला था कि फर्गूसन एक ऑप्शन ए, ऑप्शन बी, ऑप्शन सी, ऑप्शन डी, डी इज द फर्ग्यूसन। अगर फर्ग्यूसन डी पे आया उससे अच्छा है सी को कंटिन्यू कराओ, क्योंकि डी को लास्ट 3 मैच में खिलाने का कोई फायदा नहीं है अगर आप
मतलब
5
नहीं,
6
हाँ,
7 पे एंड करने आ रहे हो। उससे अच्छा है कि जिस बंदे ने 3 4 मैच खेला उसको 3 और मैच खेलने दो। अगर वो अच्छा किया तो नेक्स्ट सीजन में आपके लिए वो हेल्पफुल होगा, बिकॉज ही विल कम अप विद दैट
एग्जैक्टली,
कॉन्फिडेंस कि हमने अच्छा खेला या मुझे 7 मैच स्ट्रेच खेलने को मौका मिला। इवन इसके साथ भी हुआ ना, लॉर्ड मोर के साथ 4 5 मैच अच्छा खेला, 2 मैच जहां खराब खेला उसको निकाल दिया। और ये 2 सीजन से उसके साथ हो रहा है, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग। क्यों
हाँ,
खेल रहा है?
ये
हाँ। और
कंटिन्यूटी वाला इश्यू है, हाँ।
लास्ट ईयर एक और प्रॉब्लम मतलब डिस्कस किया जा रहा था, मतलब स्पिन खेलने के तरीके पे। तो उस पे मतलब क्या मतलब स्टेट क्या है? सर्विस भैया के पास होगा तो।
स्पिन यार, मतलब
स्ट्राइक
सी,
रेट स्ट्राइक रेट स्ट्राइक रेट स्लो था इन लोगों का, तो
हाँ,
विराट के
यस,
बारे में बात किया जा रहा था ये
अग्री,
सब।
हाँ। तो वो तो आई
विराट का
थिंक
तो ऐसे भी स्ट्राइक रेट कम हुआ ही है ना
हाँ,
इनके अगेंस्ट। आई
हाँ,
थिंक बहुत सारे
स्पिनर्स के
प्लेयर्स
अगेंस्ट तो
के
वो तो हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट करते भी
आज
हैं,
से नहीं बोल
इसीलिए आई
रहा।
थिंक
हाँ
विराट मेक्स अप फॉर दैट इन पावर प्ले ना। मतलब पावर प्ले में काफी बढ़िया वो आगे निकल जाता है, हेड स्टार्ट ले लेता है, फिर बीच में थोड़ा सा वो ही कैन प्ले नॉर्मली, एक दो रन कर सकता है, फिर एंड में जाके वापस वो एक्सप्लोड हो सकता है। तो आई थिंक वो विराट का तो वही फॉर्मेट है, आई थिंक। लेकिन यू विल हैव टू लुक एट अदर बैटर्स, मतलब जो डोमेस्टिक बैटर जैसे कि लोम्ब्रोर को शायद आप बीच में खिला सकते हो, उसको वो स्पिन अच्छी खेलता है,
हाँ,
सुयश अच्छी खेलता है, तो इनको खिला सकते हो। रजत का आई एम नॉट श्योर कि अभी क्या स्टेट ऑफ माइंड में है। कैमरन ग्रीन स्पिन को अच्छा खेलता है, हमने देखा वो पैर बाहर निकाल के, एक तो उसका रीच इतना बड़ा है, पैर बाहर निकाल निकाल के वो स्वीप मारता है, सीधा मारता है, उसको भी यूज कर सकते हो। तो आई थिंक स्पिन के अगेंस्ट तो आई थिंक दिस सीजन खेल कर सकते हैं, मतलब थोड़े वो टैक्टिकल चेंजेस, प्रमोशंस, थोड़े सुयश को या फिर ग्रीन को, लोम्ब्रोर को ऊपर करके आप खेल सकते हो, टैकल हो सकता है।
ये है कि
चलिए
मतलब सुयश खेलते हैं तो ये मतलब किस बैटिंग पोजीशन पे खेलेंगे, ये है दिक्कत है।
नहीं, सुयश को आई थिंक ऊपर ही खिलाना चाहिए। अगर नीचे खेलते हैं तो और कोई ऑप्शन नहीं होगा, इसके लिए खेलेंगे। बट आई थिंक उनको जहाँ पे भी हो, उनको आई थिंक मैं चाहता हूँ उनको ना, आई होप कि उनको थोड़े चांसेस मिले, बिकॉज आई थिंक डिजर्व करता है बंदा, मतलब डोमेस्टिक में
हाँ।
इतना अच्छा खेलता है। और इफ यू आर नॉट
अब
हाँ,
के लिए
गिविंग हिम
गोवा के लिए तो
अपॉर्चुनिटीज।
गोवा के लिए तो वो जीवन दान रहा है।
काफी टाइम से खेला है, मतलब अभी नहीं, ऐसे नहीं कि लास्ट सीजन, वो हमेशा से खेलते आ रहा है। जब जब आप देखो ना गोवा का स्कोर कार्ड, सुयश का नाम ऊपर रहता ही
हाँ,
है,
हाँ,
ऊपर दो, टॉप 2 टॉप 3 हमेशा करता है।
हाँ।
और मैंने बोला ना कि सिंस दे डू नॉट प्ले लॉट ऑफ फाइनल सेमीफाइनल्स, तो नाम ऐसा कहीं पे न्यूज में नहीं आता कि इसने सेमीफाइनल में 100 बनाया, क्वार्टर फाइनल में 100 बनाया। वो एक बेचारे का वहां पे फंस जाता है।
और अगर एक स्पिनर खिलाना हो तो आप मतलब करण शर्मा को खिलाएंगे
करण
या
शर्मा,
मयंक डागड़ को?
करण करण शर्मा से स्टार्ट तो कर सकते हैं, स्टार्ट तो कर लो करण शर्मा से। अगर नहीं वर्कआउट होता तो फिर और कोई ऑप्शन है नहीं, आपको जाना ही पड़ेगा मयंक डागर के पास। मुझे सबसे पहले तो आई थिंक लगा, थोड़ा शॉकिंग लगा कि मयंक डागर और शाहबाज का जो ट्रेड हुआ, बट अभी और
हाँ,
मतलब ऑप्शन है नहीं अभी, तो आई थिंक करण शर्मा नहीं तो फिर मयंक के पास जाना पड़ेगा अभी।
जैसे शहबाज का भी परफॉर्मेंस इस डोमेस्टिक सीजन में तो बहुत बेकार रहा है।
हाँ, हाँ, मतलब तो
मतलब
ऊपर नीचे होता है, लेकिन आई थिंक पोटेंशियल वाइज देखे तो आई थिंक शाहबाज ने पहले परफॉर्म किया आरसीबी के लिए, डिफिकल्ट
हाँ,
सिचुएशंस में
बैटिंग
आके
में भी
50
उसका
वगैरह भी
काफी।
बनाया। हाँ एग्जैक्टली, बैटिंग बॉलिंग उसने परफॉर्मेंस दी है, फील्डिंग भी अच्छी कर लेता है यार, मतलब ठीक है, मतलब
हाँ।
कभी कभार हो जाता है
फील्डिंग
एक
अच्छा,
सीजन,
काफी
तो आई
अच्छा,
थिंक
फील्डिंग तो काफी अच्छा करता है वो। आई थिंक वन ऑफ द
हाँ
बेस्ट फील्डर है वो आरसीबी का।
एग्जैक्टली। हाँ तो आई थिंक
जैसे
थ्री डिपार्टमेंट वाला प्लेयर है।
आरसीबी जैसे कोई बढ़िया स्पिनर के लिए मतलब ऑक्शन में ट्राई नहीं किया, उसके हिसाब से मुझे लगा कि इन्हें कोई विकेट टेकिंग स्पिनर के लिए नहीं देख रहे हैं। इन्हें लग रहा है कि मतलब फास्ट बॉलर में हमारे अच्छे रहेंगे और बैटिंग मतलब काफी डिस्ट्रक्टिव बैटिंग रहेगी, तो एक एक ऐसा स्पिनर रहेगा जो कि इकोनॉमिकल रहे, 4 ओवर 30 रन ऐसे करके निकाल जाए, उस टाइप का स्पिनर चाहिए। तो उस हिसाब से मयंक डागर काफी फिट बैठता है, क्योंकि मतलब लास्ट दो दो सैयद मुश्ताक अली का मैं इसका वो निकाल रहा था, तो उसमें जैसे 4 ओवर 20 रन, 4 ओवर 21 रन, 4 ओवर 14 रन, 2 विकेट, मतलब दो दो विकेट सब में है, 4 ओवर 19 रन, फिर 3 ओवर 16 रन। और इस साल देखा जाए मतलब इस बार वाले में तो ऐसे ही 4 ओवर में 33 रन 3 विकेट, 3 ओवर में 20 रन 1 विकेट, 4 ओवर में 26 रन 1 विकेट ऐसे करके है। तो और आप तो जो उसमें विराट ने सेंचुरी किया था एसआरएच के अगेंस्ट, उसमें भी वो मतलब बहुत कम रन खाया था। तो ये मतलब इकोनॉमिकल अगर मतलब डिफेंसिव ऑप्शन की तरह देखते हैं कि स्पिनर को, तो मयंक डैगर सही लिया है। लेकिन हाँ, शाहबाज उससे ज्यादा बैटिंग में बहुत अच्छा करके दे सकता था।
But again, see, they know exactly that it's not a problem with the 5, 6, 7 number of batsmen. They have a problem with the one, two, three, four, and they have like an Indian team situation where top four are really play for the top four only, and they don't have the middle order batsmen. Even the for middle order batsmen also they send Anuj Rawat or somebody else who are habituated to play at number three. So they don't have a designated player like Rinku Singh or Jitesh Sharma or something like
हाँ,
that. जो जो 6-7 पे खेल 5, 6, 7 पे खेलना पसंद करते हैं। और
इसीलिए
ये
इसीलिए
शायद
मैंने बोला कि मनोज भंडारी को खिलाना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो 6-7 का प्लेयर ही है, उसी पे खेल रहा है मतलब, या फिर अंडर 25 हो या वीएचटी हो, तो उसे खिलाना चाहिए। अगर 2 साल से इन्होंने रखा है तो उसे मौका देना चाहिए इस पर।
एक काम करते हैं, सर्वेश आप इस संडे अगर फ्री हो या सैटरडे को मॉर्निंग में फ्री हो तो एक बार हम आप और वरुण चलते हैं, एक बार फिर से लाइव करते हैं, लेट्स दिस वरुण का सारा फ्रस्ट्रेशन निकलवाते हैं चेहरे के साथ, क्योंकि दिख रहा है लड़की में बहुत सारा कुछ रखा हुआ है जो इसको बोलना है। एंड आई थिंक he deserves to say because he really follow cricket like you, is so amazing with number, he is so amazing with all those stuff. So with that, we understood that RCB's chances, even with their die-hard fan like Prithvi and Pradhyoth who joined us a while back, they all know or they all think that it is 4-5-6. Matlab, I'm talking the net run rate 4-5, else in the 4-5-6, which we all will feel that at WPL they won the trophy, and I wish they will win the trophy this year too. With that, I'm really thankful to my panel guests and still with us. Thank you, Sharvesh. You joined us after so many days. We are so happy to see you, and please, by your presence, because you always bring us with your voice lots of calmness and lots of touchwood stuff. Thank you, Sarvesh. And Varun, you too, anyways, you are our sweetheart darling, and I'm sure exactly we'll get an opportunity, me, Sarvesh. I'm sure the Manju Bhai also will ask to go one of the weekends. I don't know whether this weekend or the next weekend, because this weekend is the IPL is starting. So this weekend or next weekend, we'll go one session with how these players have played and what are the new players' role in this IPL. With that, I'm Saurabh Sanyal and I'm taking an off. Good night to everyone. See you again with a new episode. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a ton.